shot the ball.
You don't see that very often. JJ is a really good three-point shooter.
He shot that like Josh.
Harden. Got it. Good job by Ferguson. He is going to try to stay in front of Harden. Normally, Robertson has that task, but he's not playing tonight. And there it is, James Harden.
He has something that you can't teach, the motor. You cannot teach that. That's inherited.
Harden got himself in.
He's calling for the ball, going right to his spot and shooting over the defenders. He's putting on a clinic.
Harden. Oh, jeez. Against Harden. Harden for three. 50.
Temple, Jordan, Prince, and Dinwiddie.
And they just screen on the perimeter to get the matchup they want. They want Musa on him.
Harden for three. James Harden with his first three-pointer. That's not
with a rebound. Well, the Rockets have missed 8 of their first 9 threes. Butler takes the challenge, defending Harden, who buries the three. First triple. Butler is on Harden with 8 seconds left in the half. A step-back three. Wow.
He's an all-defensive player and an all-star caliber guy. He can be a little physical with Harden, and he's doing a nice job of forcing him into some tough shots. That's a tough shot. I mean, there's not much you can do there. That's good defense.
16. Harden is step back three over Tyus Jones. The timeout. And the pass too hot for House to handle, but it ricochets into the hands of Harden, who knows exactly what to do with it. His fifth trip.
Look like a rookie because he knows what he's doing. And a big part of it, playing 4 years, says Harden knocks down his first three-pointer. He was 0 for 4. Another step back. Another three, James. Well, that was a point-blank dunk for Capella, but Spellman, great recovery.
Especially after the offensive rebound.
Harden for three.
Shot. Harden flipped to the corner. And they put it back in Harden's hands against Kobe White. Step back jumper. Yes, sir. It's on the move. Harden fires over Wendell. Scores. And timeout. Bulls' most consistent player.
Yes.
At both ends of the floor.
I agree with you, Neil.
You know, effort. Harden. Nothing but net. He looks at the Bulls bench and
Boy, the Bulls have struggled for the three-point line. 2 for 24, 8%.
Here's Harden for three. Oh. That's good. And timeout, Jim Boylan.
Run out of possessions eventually.
And all you had, and not all you have to do, because it's not that easy, but they're going to put James Harden in a pick and roll or ISO situation. Plain and simple.
And he's got another triple.
Rockets have won 4 in a row. Clippers have won 2 straight. And here's Harden with a timer at 5. He'll take the first shot of the game, and it's on the money. He has not shot it particularly well.
That historic comeback.
Harden drains another one. His second three. Here's Harden in transition. Step back three is good. That's 13 in the first.
Milwaukee Bucks gave him up. He's a 50, 40, 90 guy, and he's one of the best in the league at it.
That's right. Harden steps back, fires and hits.
To knock him down.
Yeah, nice and soft.
And just like that. Let's see if the Rockets can start putting some balls in the basket now with under 4 minutes left to play. James with the step back. Got it. There you go.
Ball in transition and let him attack. And then now you've got Harden with the secondary offense.
And that secondary offense is pretty good on the step back. Step by Holiday. Now he's double teamed. Who's open? Well, I guess Harden is.
Out rebounds a 7-footer.
Yeah, he got it over Goga. Harden steps back from the parking lot. Oh, what a cold-blooded three.
He's too good of a shooter for it not to come, and you hope maybe a roll like that might start it for him.
Harden, meantime, has been awfully
4% corner three-point shooter. That number just went up because he's 1 for 1.
Harden, meantime, just trying to take Keelan Martin to school, and he does. Harden over Layman, and Harden with the season high for makes in a game for Harden was 9. Harden trying to break down the rookie, takes the 3, makes the 3.
Kept him out of getting closer to the basket. I'll pick up on Harden. Did he come up?
Point line very much.
Harden steps back and fires. Deadly.
Born and raised in Houston, there's actually 17 NBA players from Houston.
That was the 8th rebound for Russell Westbrook. DeLon Wright out of Utah. Step back by Harden. James, rookie out of Kentucky.
Yeah, he shoots 52% on those pull-up jumpers, so that's his game.
Harden. Yes.
Our three-quarter court trap there from Miami. You don't see that very often in the NBA.
The Rockets were ready for it, too. There's Harden with a 3. None. 2 for 8 from the field.
Now man-to-man.
So what? So, this is the best I've seen Westbrook and Harden share the ball and the scoring duty.
Watch out. Because he knows he can get a shot for himself every single time.
Deep in the corner, falling away to James. James is waiting for help. He's 1-on-4 right now. Got it. And you guys had to go to Minnesota the next night.
Yeah, Houston to Minnesota. At least they gained an hour last night. Atlanta did.
Oh, a friendly ring. Harden's got him mesmerized and hits a 3. Harden puts that
from the free throw line.
There's a little guard in Phoenix that did that too. Step back for Harden. Got it.
You think about all the players that have played in the NBA, Drex. Only 10% of those players have a career high of 40.
There he is again. James Harden with it.
That was DeBoris, Dial, Oberto. A bunch of guys come up with that type of footwork.
Harden drains the trip.
Possession.
Yeah, that's a jump you can win. Oubre again trying to guard the Bears. Finally! Antonio to maybe get up there, but Phoenix right now is playing well on the road too. They get a win here tonight. They're with 2-2 on this 4-game road trip. Harden, in and out and back.
He was on that pivot foot for what, 4 or 5 seconds in the lane?
Oh, easy.
See the Kings defense, it's like a box in one.
Harden is, well, you got to throw it to Russell. Harden with a 3.
The last 4 possessions. Harden, step back over Sexton.
Well, again, you had just said they had
8 points. Just tucked it in the side pocket. Darius Garland. Harden for 3. Oh, brother. Last 3 seasons in OKC, but that, of course, was to be expected with James Harden.
He didn't have anybody dominate the ball as much as Harden.
Harden a 3, tries to draw a foul, doesn't get it, but Harden guarded by Darius Garland. Step back 3.
And see, this is what I mean by their offense. Is it
back to Harden? 4 to shoot. Harden, step back 3. Oh boy.
But see, these are situations that hurt the Rockets. The Rockets deep in the rock.
Harden, step back 3. Harden has a career high 21 points. He's 5 of 8 from distance. Cavs 105, Rockets 98. Dellavedova leans on Harden, still fires a 3. 8 points. He's guarded by Kevin Porter. To the foul line he goes. Off to McLemore. Had a three, didn't take it. Back to Harden. He checks the shot clock. It shows 5. Harden, step back 3. James Harden has 51. And the Rockmore had a three, didn't take it. Back to Harden. He checks the shot clock. It shows 5. Harden, step back 3. James Harden has 51. And the Rock.
Gordon in for Isaac. Harden, good for 3.
Knocked it out of his hands, but he was able to stay with it and put it back in.
Westbrook, good again. Man, they are hitting the long ball.
Defense all in the middle. Those 3-point attempts wide open.
20 first half points. Harden, Capella, back out to Harden. Houston has made 12 of 23s. Harden jacks up another one, knocks it down. James Harden.
That was right over.
That might happen. Or late. Harden buries another. 10th rebound for P.J. Tucker. 3 ball by Harden. Give him 9. By the way, his career high is 10.
Rose inside now. Rose and Harden. Ought to be a good matchup. 8 on the shot clock. Harden with the step back. Got it.
Notice that.
34 now. They'll try to move and get a shot. Harden steps back and fires and hits.
Huge.
You know, that's always, Casey was that way when you played Toronto. He wanted to keep you off the line. There's Harden. Harden on the basketball. Steps back. Fires and hits. Classic James Harden.
10 made threes for the Spurs in the first half.
Harden puts it up and he hits the miss.
I wonder what Mike D'Antoni said to the squad at halftime.
Well, it works. Need to keep scoring. They're playing good enough defense. They've held the Spurs down pretty well. Harden, step back, got it.
As Harden was dancing.
Harden and Murray. Been quite a battle tonight. Harden steps back and fires and ties the game at 97.
Inside. Not only does he have great hands on the offensive end, but defensively, just make sure he's that anchor inside the paint.
Harden for 3 gets a very friendly.
Harden on a step back and hits over.
And layup.
25 points for Kawhi Leonard. Harden for 3, yes. That's his 4th for the ball. Harden, played by Shabbat. Gets it away and hits. Kaboom!
That's a step back. Corliss in the game Thursday night in Los Angeles. Has a good start here for Kelly. He's 4-5 from the field. He's got 8 points. Harden with a step back 3 and cashes in. Harden had 18 free throw attempts in their meeting a couple of weeks ago. Already has 3. Step back 3 on the way. And that's switching with the back tap. They trailed by 19 against the Spurs. Got the win. 17 against the Clippers. And it's those 6-34. 11 of 21 from the field. 5 of 13 from long range. He shot better than 47% from deep over the last 5 games and continues that trend tonight. Looking for another step back here. And as his shot clock expires, gets it.
They've targeted Cam Johnson.
Step back 3 on the way. Harden being checked defensively by Book. Booker stepping out.
Harden. That's his. Three more for Harden, and just like that, it's a 16-point game. Boy, the Rockets, you look up and you go, okay, it's a close game, and then you look up again and you're like, wow, what happened?
Well, you miss shots, they make shots.
Yep. Look at how. Wow. Nothing else you can say other than wow.
Well, you like what you're seeing early on now. Both teams are digging in defensively. There's your trap again.
The step back three is pure by Harden.
See, if you're going to come out, but you just can't play in spurts.
Harden from deep, got it.
A lot of shots, yes, he takes 24 shots. Well, he takes a lot of threes. He takes 13, but he shoots solid percentages.
There's another three, his third one here in the first half, and he's starting to heat up.
And then you put Looney in there with them. So 3 guys are not playing here tonight.
Harden with a 3 straight away. Westbrook in the corner again. Harden out top. Off the P.J. Tucker screen. Step back 3. Foul!
He's laying in the weeds.
That's good defense.
Step back. Harden. 3. Harden again.
Because he won't have to do as much.
Yeah.
And I love Kyrie. He plays the game the right way.
Harden with a 3. That stopped the 9-2 run. And the Rockets to the line. Harden steps back and fires. And he hits. There's the double team. They're shading over to Harden. Now it's just Murray and Harden over Murray. Can't stop. And Harden will fire up a 3. He's just unbelievable. James.
Well defended that time by the Rockets. Step back 3 on the way. Got it! Butter! Harden out to Harden. 7 on the clock. Step back 3.
Get out of here. Last Friday night, when they knocked off Philadelphia at home, Capella had 30 and 14 boards against the Sixers. Harden from the wing, nothing but net.
When Harden gets the
shot,
you're absolutely right. Very indecisive on that shot. Should have taken it when Trey made that pass because he was wide open.
And there is James falls off and Capella the rebound.
Nice drive. This shot up a little strong.
Step back for Harden.
I'm telling you, if you don't throw
a little breather and good one comes in.
I thought the Rockets got too comfortable after they had the big lead and they started to take tough shots and it came back to haunt them.
Here's Harden. Good this time.
Great to take one for the team.
And Tucker very effective at taking the charge. Here's Harden for 3.
My eyes right now is on Coach D'Antoni. He is frustrated with the referees, wondering will he get a technical just to get one in the time, but Harden saying, Coach, calm down.
T-Wolves are just trying to play opportunistic basketball. And the Rockets, that's the only way they're going to get back into the game.
Harden with a 3. 3 of the 2 of the 3. 3 of the 4.
He's got a good stroke. He's really worked on that part of his game to be effective.
Harden steps back and fires. After game, Harden's number 9. Step back by James. James
steps up to stop the ball, never presents himself, allowing Morant to take off and finish.
A little bit of Matador defense. Here's Harden. His step back gun is in. And immediately that's where they go. Step back 3 by Harden. Puts it in again. And the Grizzlies. Gordon with the screen for Harden. Grayson Allen. And Harden buries the 3.
He had in the first half.
League's leading assist team. They've made 30 assists a matter of habit. Shot clock down to 3. Harden has stepped back. Jaren avoiding the foul. And Harden drops it a triple. He's got 30. Harden against Morant. Shot clock at 5. Harden step back 3.
Last night's loss in Memphis. The first night of a back-to-back. It's the 5th time he sat one out, and this game begins the way that Harden began last night in Memphis.
Should be the final possession of the first half. Dort will try to stop the Beard. Can he make his last shot? Yes, he can.
Block shots, he averages almost 2 blocks a game.
Harden with the step back. There we go.
A game for the 8th time in his career. He also replaced Kobe Bryant as a starter in 2014 and 15, and he's starting to get going here. Drains a 3. He scored the last 5 for Houston. Who's guarded by Justin Jackson. Harden drills a 3. That looks like James. James Harden able to hit again. So hard. I'm sure is what Kristaps is thinking with Westbrook on him, right?
Right. He should have rocked the cradle.
Harden for 3. Last 7 games, 6 threes. Harden with a step back 3 over Ball. Got it. Picked up by Ingram, going 1-on-1 for 3, and Harden hits it. He's got the hot hand here for the Rockets, who are back within 2. Zion playing just his 6th NBA game. Harden for 3, another one for James Harden. James Harden coming off his worst shooting month of his career, only 35%. But he's 6 of 9 today from the floor, 3 of 6 from three-point land. He'll try another 3 and get it.
Come on now.
Harden with 23 points on 12 shots, 5 seconds to go in the half. Defended by Josh Hart. Step back 3. You bet.
Rockets want to run. Harden steps back and fires and hits. Well, doing the dirty work. Harden steps back, fires, hits. Oh, you can always count those. On cue. Back outside to Harden again. Shot clock at 8 seconds. Harden, crossover, back up, hits a 3. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Harden deep. Oh,
other center's chest, being that you're 6'4".
Harden knocks down a 3.
Turn and shoot it. You don't need to shoot a jump hook on James Harden.
Harden with a step back, 3-point connection. And one early issue here in this first half. Already 9 turnovers. Ayton's got to be careful. He's already got 2 fouls. Harden back-to-back triples. And like I said, EJ, you look up.
The crowd ooh and ah when James Harden went through his dribble exhibition, and then when Mikal stripped him, kind of quieted him. But look at him. He's coming back.
And along with Monty Williams, but talking about the underrated part of Harden's defensive game as he connects on his 4th 3 here in this quarter.
His current lineup, and there's a steal again by Covington. Seems to always be around the basketball, Robert. James, 3 from deep. Sometimes you go cold. That shot was unbelievable.
Yeah, Clarkson now 11 for 17. He's feeling it.
James finally hits.
Focused on the summer because it's in his numbers, but more importantly, the confidence that he exudes has gotten him to that all-star type level.
Step back 3 for Harden is true.
Just the best way to beat it is when he throws it out to double team, make a quick play, either drive it or pass it. You'll have the advantage against the defense, or when he goes one-on-one, hustling to the next play. But Boston did a better job of rotating the basketball, and the ball moves faster, able to get that shot in the corner.
Harden answers with Tatum on him.
Who's to say that it doesn't have a chance to make an impact?
Harden, another step back 3, this time with Smart on him, and James for Boston at 6-7. Shot clock at 4. Smart on Harden. Harden fires up a 3, and he's got another one.
Feisty on the defensive end, making it a little bit uncomfortable for the Celtics this evening.
Harden for the Warriors now. And we talked to Steve Kerr before the game. 27 games left as Harden knocks down the 3. 27 game left for Golden State.
Off last night. Usually it's just dynamite when he's left wide open for 3.
Hit 3 of 13 shots last night. Harden with a lean-in 3 up and over Joe Ingles.
That step back move was made.
George Niang, Tony Bradley with some more time as well. Rockets have hit 6 consecutive three-pointers, make that 7. Keep keep your hands tight because he likes to put them right into you and waist high.
Well, the pass came to him waist high. There's not much Rudy could have done there. I thought they were holding it and grabbing him, though.
Harden pumps up a three. Good.
That's a tough cover because Conley only goes about.
Austin Rivers to the lineup for Houston. Harden with the step back. I think he's starting to find his. Oh, yeah, he's got those short shorts. Harden. Sidestep three. Got it. Oh, man. Without traveling, he would get a call or two every now and then on it, but Harden. Oh, man.
Harden up court. Dylan Brooks often taking on the team's other leading scorer or wing player, and that's a big dunk. Harden was looking for the switch. Brooks able to stay with him. Brooks didn't foul, but Harden got the three. Reportedly one time told you, Coach, you got to give me more playing time because in my country in Greece, I'm Tracy McGrady. And then you reportedly said this, and right before the All-Star break, instead of wearing his guys out, they watched an hour of video, said, guys, that's it for practice. Video is our practice, and they went and played kickball at the team's practice facility.
I was an outstanding kickball player.
Practice, and they went and played kickball at the team's practice facility.
I was an outstanding kickball player.
Without Jaren Jackson Jr. and without Brandon Clark, figured there's some extra shots out here to be had. He's shot the ball 23 times tonight. And Harden has a
play in a free-flowing system like this where there's not a lot of plays to learn. You can play exceptionally well as Harden.
Finally got his NBA shot with the Suns, now here with Houston. Harden working against Ojai.
He's standing right there. That's the great.
Fouled it. Back comes Harden with under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Over Smart, yes.
It's effortless. By Houston is doing a terrific job competing in the paint, not allowing the Celtics to get a good look at the rim.
Harden for the lead. Butter. And Houston leads it. They've come back from down 17 points. And folks,
for 32 from the free throw line. That was the staggering number in that game.
After that, it was all downhill for him, Mike, from the line.
Harden finally gets a three. King going to try not to foul. Contest it well. Harden still.
Double team on both sides of him. Just splits it with the strength.
Harden. Because you see their tough demeanor on the floor, but they just light up, instantly look at ease when speaking about their daughters and their wives, what they mean to them. It's definitely special.
Of the American Conference.
Kelvin Sampson has really built a great program there at the University of Houston.
Yeah, Houston beat Memphis today and Tulsa lost. So James Harden at the three-point line. Jeff Green in the corner will wait for Harden to shoot it, and he hits it. There you go. 4 ticks on the offense. Harden almost double teamed, so Covington gets out of there. Harden with a long three, and he hits it. James Harden.
Beautiful shooting form, able to put it on the deck.
James Harden with another step back three. Caught all of the rim, and he played. And Harden with 20 points already in the ball game in the first quarter. Why not? 23! Here's hotter than.
Second field goal for Korver. Harden for three. Just his third.
Here is James Harden. Harden now has Davis on him with the shot clock at 6 and a 3. Here comes Harden, averaging 34 points a game. He'll dance and back up and put up another 3. And he
normally going against bigger, heavier, at times more talented players, and he gets the challenge.
Wow.
Man, his
out of the hands of Harrison Barnes. Kings turn it over. Give Covington credit there for poking that away. Here's Harden on the wing, and he drains the midpoint. Quarter number 3. Game number 5 of 8 for the Kings. Harden with a familiar step back, and the familiar is
them move on the defensive end.
Hield now 4 of 8 from downtown. Here's Harden going to answer back, and he does.
By Holiday. Aaron and Justin on the team for Indiana. And there's James. He just continues. That's about the third time now they've slipped at that end of the court. All right, what's the defense going to be on Harden this time as he steps back and fires and he hits? Not much.
You saw 3 Indiana Pacers on the strong basketball game and most hockey games. So my TV's been
smoking.
It's been great.
James still in the game, and he hits
smoking, trying to keep up with all the points.
Isn't that the truth?
James has more 40-point games than he has games with less than 20.
And he's got another three-pointer, and he probably
never really forgave the rookie for it.
That's egregious.
You get it then. James Harden gets it.
Here he comes, probing the defense. Gallinari is there. Shot clock down to 3. Harden pulls the trigger and hits.
And as Billy Donovan's at 15 a game, so he's their pace and their attack on the rim.
Harden has to fire the 3, and he beats the club. Harden in the first half. That was his first points in the second half. So he'll get a much-deserved breather here. Harden, quick trigger 3, and here comes Stan shooting 79% from the field. Harden got it.
And what's him even think of trading baskets down 14 with 7 minutes to go?
29 points for Gallinari. That was his second 3 of the night, but Harden has the answer.
6 of them in game 1. But you say that because you don't like that call.
Yes.
Normally that's an offensive foul.
James Harden from downtown, and that makes it 12 again with 2.5 remaining.
It's a better matchup for him. Schroeder's a good defender, but not as physical, not as strong.
Situation here for the Rockets. Harden with the 3, and that's his first one of the night. The mismatch. Harden trying to find his rhythm. Step back 3. Just the way he drew it up, right? Cheating and helping off of him with good reason. Harden with the 3. Got it. And James Harden with it.
Just posting him up doesn't work. You got to kind of get him on the move, dump it down to him, and then use his height to an advantage.
Harden lays with their 3-point guard lineup, their closing lineup. The 3-point guards with Gallinari and Adams. Step back for Harden. 3-point hit for James Harden. That's a big one.
To a 5-point lead.
I like that by James Harden. Some people would say 2 for 1. No, let's make sure we get a good shot.
Kuzma going to have his hands full here. Harden with the 3.
Right there, he tried to force feed it in the middle and the steal.
Harden one-on-one with Anthony Davis. Little step back 3. Got it. James Harden from down. 74-68. Kuzma's got 6 points. James Harden drills another 3-pointer.
Been exceptional from the jump.
Harden, step back 3. That's good. Frank Vogel puts him over 30 now. He's got 31 first points of the third quarter for LeBron. Harden for an answer. Yes.
And he shoots that 3. Rockets free throw shooting. The fact that they only have 12 attempts is a mark of great Laker defense also.
Here this second quarter. Harden, step back 3. That's good. Rattles home. That's his second 3-pointer.
But again, the alignment to me is